Hello again, Rick from Summit Cyber Group. And next I want to show you the enterprise tier of our AI orchestrated pen test tool called SimpleSec. If you haven't seen the other videos, the standard video and the pro tier video, I'd encourage you to have a look at those so you can see all of the capabilities SimpleSec has. But as you may suspect, the enterprise tier has all of the bells and whistles. So it's got all the stuff from standard, which you can do external web, external network, and API testing. All the benefits of the pro tier, multi-organization, so you can keep things segmented if you have multiple customers, or if you've worked in environments like I have had, multiple subsidiaries, and still have RBAC within each one of those organizations. You also have the branded company dashboard, as well as the branded reports. And of course, you have the internal WireGuard VPN connector to do internal testing, as well as the one-click Docker deploy for your internal testing as well. The other thing about Pro and Enterprise, you can run as many penetration tests as you like each month. But the other big differentiator is going to be down here in the settings area, and we're going to click CICD. SimpleSec for Enterprise does CICD integration. And just like our penetration testing approach, our AI never sees your code. Just like in our internals, it never sees your environment. In our externals, it never sees your website. In our CICD integration, we never look at your code. We support DAST, SAST, and SCA testing. And for each one of these, we deploy a scanner actually in your repo and do the scanning right then and there within your own repo. So your code never leaves your repo. We never see it. We never ingest it. We never restore it. And therefore, we don't have to worry about it. What we do is scan it there and transfer all the results up to the penetration testing platform's dashboard. So inside of CICD, you'll see that there's instructions. I'm going to warn you a little bit of TLDR, even though I wrote them. I will say that it supports GitHub. You'll see it supports GitLab. And as well, there's instructions for Jenkins, CircleCI, Bitbucket, and custom. We're going to focus on GitHub today. We're going to use a repository that I have. It's not hosting a live website, so I won't bother with the DAST side of it, but I'll show you. We'll do a walk through everything anyway. But we're simply going to follow the GitHub actions. So it's going to tell us here that we want to create an API key, and we're going to store it in our GitHub settings, secrets and variables, actions, and secrets as SimpleSec API key. So we'll go ahead and create that now. Here's my repo. I'll go over to our settings, go to secrets and variables, actions, and new repository. Our secret name is SimpleSec API key. Now let's create that API key. This is a Ruby demo, so let's call it Ruby demo. Create API key, and it's going to click copy. We're going to go back over to GitHub, and we will paste it, and we'll save it. I'm going to warn you, we're halfway done. Now, again, skipping reading all of the instructions and instead showing you the shortcuts, we're going to need to create an engagement. So we'll go over to our engagements, click New Engagement, and this would normally be an external web app, since it'd be a CICD and for an app. And we're going to call this Ruby Demo Site. Click Create Continue. We'll use one of my URLs. This is not a real website, so it better not find anything or I'll be really embarrassed. Oh, look at that. It says it's not even in scope. That's great. rubytestrick.simplesec.ai isn't registered. Yeah, but it is my domain, so I'm allowed to scan that, add it to scope, and retry. And again, it shouldn't find anything. This isn't a live website. It is, however, a valid repo that I've thrown together. It's a Ruby repo with both Rails and Sinatra in it, so we can do a cool test. All right, so we've got an engagement to use. If we were doing DAST, we've got a URL to use. So let's go over to the engagements. Now, again, if you're on Enterprise, you'll see you've got an extra button here, Integrations. And it's telling us that for our CICD, that we can run, in order to run all three tests, we want to create these three files. The first one is our DAST test, which I'm not going to create this one because it's not a real website. It's just going to waste scanning time. But then the next one is going to be our OSV scanner, which is our SCA test. So we'll create this file really quick. We create this by clicking copy. We go over into my repo, paste it in, save that, and then we will create the SAST one, copy, go over to my repo, paste that one in. Now, next step will be obviously us pushing code. So go to my repo, let's make a commit, or we're going to, obviously we'll do a git add, and then we will simply make our commit. And we're going to call this just Rick test demo. Cool, looks good to me. And then we're going to do a git push. That's it. It is now off and running. Now, all we need to do is go back to our SimpleSec dashboard, and you could see that if we go to our compliance area, we should have no triggered tests yet, but if we go to our GitHub repo, you'll see that we have some pending tests. So we go back to our dashboard, go to our compliance area, and there is our SAST test. It has already run and completed. So let's look at the results. We'll look at the SCA test first. SCA, as you know, tests for all dependencies and libraries that are installed. So it's looking at the packages. So it looks at Puma, which says we're running 3.12.0, and we need to be running 5.6.7 because of this. There we are. There's the CVE for it. So it gives you the severity, gives you the advisory, and it tells you what manifest it's in, and of course what package, what version you should be running. So that's for the SCA. And for the SAST side, we will be able to see that it says on line 22 to 43, we have some bad code there and a high with this CWE, gives us a CWE, and again tells us that SemGrep found it. It's a high finding, and it's inside of this file. So as you can see, we've got some bad code in our repo, and again, this is a repo I've thrown up, so I was expecting some bad stuff in there, but it gives us all of our results. Now, what the enterprise package also does, because of audits, is if you highlight this area up here, it'll actually click and make you an entire download of the bundles of all of your filtered runs that you can give right to your auditor. They're totally untouched, they're immutable. You cannot delete these, you cannot edit these or anything. So it shows that they've, non-repudiation, so nothing has been touched. Everything is in the original state it should be in. You can also sort through these and see which ones passed and fails. So again, CICD pipeline with SimpleSec, very, very fast, very efficient, and very effective, and available only on the Enterprise Plan. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me at info@Simplesec.ai, or you can reach out to me on info@summitcyber.io. Thank you very much. Have a great day.